defensively. How do you counteract that?
Well, you just have to play them. Of course, I think their skill and their speed is best seen at their outside linebacker positions, in that John Roper has tremendous speed out there. And then Wallace on the other side is equally as fast, probably faster. Used to be a running back, so you know what that does for LSU.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're looking for a great football game. They've got some great players. They've got that guy named Roper, and let's get a look at him, number 83. He is a dynamite linebacker, had a great game last week. I don't believe we got a shot of him, but if you'll recall, and you saw that ball game, Bert, it looked like a sandwich the way Roper and Wallace handled the quarterback.
Well, a lot of times what they'll do in third and long situations, they'll get down as the defensive ends. A lot of people think they're blitzing, but actually they bring out the nose man, put them at defensive ends, and they're coming all the time. It really looks a lot of pressure on your tackles.
Okay, it's a kind of a homecoming of sorts for Bucky Richardson, the young quarterback. He's just a sophomore. Earned the starting job with about 5 games to go last year. Had a tough ball game throwing the ball last week, but I know he'd like nothing better than to perform well before the home fans in Baton Rouge.
That's true. Of course, Bucky is from right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as you hear for the Tigers. And he knows what this yell is like because he's watched a tremendous amount of football games. He's watched the Tigers come out. So in order for A&M to have a good game, Richardson's got to play well.
Bert, a lot of question marks for these Tigers this year. Defensively, a very young secondary. They've got the talent. Greg Jackson will probably be the leader back there. He's got the most experience, but he's moving from strong to weak safety. Any problems with that transition for him?
It shouldn't be a major transition for him. The transition for him is to be the leader. He has to tell Young and Mays what to do on those corners because they're also very important positions out there. And he has to be the director in the defensive secondary.
A&M, a fine football team, big, physical. Bert, what are they going to have to do to win this ball game?
A&M has to do a lot of things, but I think the first thing that they have to do is to break Hodson's tempo. In other words, they can't let Tommy get into his game plan and throwing the ball as well as what he normally can do. They've got to break his tempo, change his game plan some.
Incidentally, LSU won the toss of the coin, Bert. Go ahead and pick up with that.
Well, I think the next thing that they have to do is, if they break that tempo, they have to get them in that third and long situation when they get Wallace and Roper down there rushing from the outside so they can put pressure on Hodson. And then I think the last thing, and possibly the most important thing for A&M tonight, is they have to stop the big play.
Well, LSU, of course, got to do some things well tonight. Bert, what do they got to do to win the ball game?
Well, they have to play well in the heat because it certainly is hot here in Tiger Stadium tonight. The air is heavy. The ball is going to be tough to move. There's a lot of things going out there, but the first thing they have to do is they have to move it on first down because that is the key. Second from that, they have to get the ball to their breakaway players. That's meaning Alvin Lee and Tony Moss. They have to get the ball along with Eddie Fuller and Slip Watkins because they're going to have to come up with the big play. And then last but not least, LSU is going to have to stop Richardson, the hometown boy. And if he can do that, and if LSU can do that, they'll stop the tempo of A&M and we'll be in good shape.
Well, we're going to have 79 or 80,000 fans here at Tiger Stadium, so this will be a great opening ball game between the Tigers of LSU.
And the Aggies of Texas A&M. It should be a great ball game between 79 and 80,000 fans expected for the game tonight. And listen to this crowd. They are ready for some football. LSU won the toss of the coin, deferred the option. A&M will receive and will defend the goal to our left, which will be the north goal. And this football game is just about to get underway.
And you can hear the rumble in the stands, can't you, Lanny?
Boy, that's for sure. As we said, no place like Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Coaches all across the country, Bert, say it is the toughest place to come and play a football game.
Well, I've played in a lot of arenas across the country, and I don't think there's any question about it. Coming in here as a visitor to Tiger Stadium has got to be the toughest thing to do.
The 1988 season just about to get underway for the Tigers of LSU, coming off a great year under rookie head coach Mike Archer at 10-1-1 and finished ranked number 5 in the nation. To kick it off, John Ganong. And the deep man standing at the 5-yard line will be number 80, and that is Shane Garrett. Also Mickey Washington on the near side. We're ready to play football. Ganong waits for the signal. Garrett at the 5. We're underway. Washington at the 7-yard line. Tigers all over him at the 20-yard line. Tony Houston, a sophomore out of Ruston, just 7 yards on the return.
Showing a lot of enthusiasm out there starting the season. How would you like to come in here, Lanny?
Oh, I'll tell you what. And we see number 7, Bucky Richardson. He's the sophomore. A&M offense up front. Moon, Webb, Arthur, Fontenot, and McCall. Waddle, Hartley, and Oliver, the receivers. I formation, man in motion. Richardson. Not much there for the tailback straight ahead. That was Horton. He got to about the 22, and that's all. Darrell Phillips replaced Henry Thomas, made all Southeastern Conference. Here's the A&M offense in the backfield. Richardson, Horton, and Simmons. Bert, they lost 4 starters last week to Nebraska. Tough opener for them.
It certainly was, and they lost the game, but Jackie Sherrill has never lost the second game.
Let's call that a gain of just 1. Second down, 9. Option play. Richardson keeps, slides to the outside, fights across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Clint James, a defensive right end for LSU, brought him down. A 6'6", 253-pound junior out of New Orleans. LSU's defense, the 3 down linemen, Dunbar, Phillips, and James. The linebackers, Sancho, Harmon, Osbury, and Hill. They are some good ones. Secondary, Bice, Young, Mays, and Jackson. 3rd down and 3. Wide receiver split to the left side. Richardson to throw. Tigers nail him behind the line. Boy, they just shut that one down, Bert. Great penetration by the Tiger defensive line. Clint James again. Listen to this crowd. You don't think they're ready for football in Tiger Town?
They certainly are, and it broke down right up the middle. The worst place for a quarterback to see pressure because he can't see down the field and he can't get out. But you see what kind of athlete Bucky is there. He almost eluded him and made the first down, but he liked the yard.
Sean Wilson will punt it away. Jimmy Young is a deep man. Standing at the Tiger 27. It's a poor kick. A good rush put on by LSU, and it's going to go out of bounds. Tom Faubacker put great pressure on him. 21 yards, so the Tigers take over in beautiful field position. And right here, Bert, things going pretty well the Tigers' way.
They certainly are. There you see Tommy Hodson, and you see why it sometimes pays off to defer the kickoff and go ahead and get the field position, because now they have it. They have the wind. They have everything they want with the ball on the 50-yard line. You can't ask anything more than that.
Partial block. Excuse me, Bert. Partial block on that punt by Faubacker. So the Tigers take over for the first time offensively. Led, of course, at quarterback by their record-setting junior quarterback, Tom Hodson. And, of course, he is being groomed for the Heisman Trophy, and certainly a bona fide Heisman Trophy candidate. He is a great one. Moss and Lee are split out to the right side. Hodson, quick throw out to Tony Moss, and it's incomplete. Bert, that could have been a big play.
It would have been a big play because they had a strong safety force out there. It was just a zone.
Let's look at the offense up front. Norwood, Rodrigue, Couty, Hubix, and Packnett. The receivers, Alvin Lee, Halliburton, and Tony Moss. In the backfield, Tom Hodson, Eddie Fuller, Victor Jones. Tigers with a 2nd down, 10. Tigers in the eye. Hodson, draw play to Fuller. Dives across that 50 down to about the 49-yard line. Not much there for Eddie Fuller. Egloff is in at fullback. Number 36, a 6'1", 210-pound junior. The A&M defense, the down linemen, Leon Cole, Jeff Shanks, Terry Price. Linebacking core, also one of the best in the nation, Roper, Batiste, Adam Bob, and Aaron Wallace. Secondary, Jones, Morris, Washington, and Thomas. Here come the Tigers with a 3rd down and 9. Hodson with a long count. Moss comes in motion near side. Hodson to throw again. Pass downfield. It's complete to Moss. He breaks a tackle. He's got a 1st down at the 29-yard line. Gain of 20 yards, and the Tiger offense is on the move as Tom Hodson connects on a big 3rd down play.
Tommy Hodson read that one correctly all the way. Man-to-man coverage. Tony Moss breaks it to the outside, eludes his defender. And this is the best thing about Tony Moss. Watch, very seldom, if ever, is he ever tackled by the 1st defender. That's why we have to get the ball to him early.
1st down and 10. LSU at the 29-yard line. Tigers on the move. Moss in motion near side. Fuller. Good run. Nice hole on the left side. Down to the 23-yard line. Bert, a big question mark, of course, was the receivers as we look at this replay.
You see him running off the left side. They're running right towards Wallace. The reason they're doing that is because he has tremendous speed in pursuit angles. In other words, he'll catch you and tackle you from running behind you coming the other way. That's why they're going to probably run more to the left side, not to mention we have our best tackle in Norwood on the left side, but he's a tremendous pursuit man, so you have to go right at him.
2nd down 5. Tigers just inside the 24-yard line. Egloff in motion. Pitch. Fuller trying to turn the corner. He's across the 20. He's down to the 17. 1st down, LSU. Good block by Ruffin Rodriguez. Tigers move the chains again. Tiger offense is clicking on all cylinders, Bert, here in the early going.
It's early, but they are moving well. They're getting outside the penetration on the defensive end, coming around and working up on the force man on the strong safety, which enables them to get that block, move it up 6 to 7 yards.
Freshman Wayne Williams in the ball game. He's split out to the right side. He's a speedster. Hodson. Hand off straight ahead. Egloff bangs his way down to about the 12-yard line. Shanks made the tackle. I think one of the big questions coming in tonight would be the ability of LSU to run the football. Bert, if they can run it like this, A&M could be in for a long night.
Well, we're going to have to run it in order to set up the pass, and the pass has to set up the run. You have to be able to pretty much balance out your offense to be totally effective on offense.
They complement each other so much. 2nd down 5. Tigers at the 12-yard line. Hodson puts Egloff in motion. Hodson rolls right, trips, and falls back on the 21-yard line. Well, it looked like Egloff was open in the right flat coming out of the backfield, and Hodson just got his feet tangled.
Well, wearing a size 13.5, I did that more than once, that's for sure. He just stepped on his foot, fell down, but we did have him open in the flat. They were in a strong zone all the way down on the 12-yard line, which is rather unusual defense to be in a zone. They're scared of the run right now.
Loss of about 8 yards. 3rd down, 13. So for the 2nd time in this drive, Tigers are faced with a big 3rd down play. Slot left. Also a wide receiver to the right side. Tom Hodson, the junior from Matthews. Hodson looks. Wants to go for Fuller. Just out of reach in the end zone. Thomas back to cover. And, of course, he was in single coverage back there, Bert, and really a pretty good thrown ball. It was about the only way he could complete it was lofted like that.
That's true. Just a little bit long. He broke down there on the weak safety, had to play, but it was just good coverage, tough play, and a critical kick coming up right now.
Browndyke will attempt a 37-yard field goal. Here's the snap. The kick is up. He's got the distance. He drills it. So the Tigers jump out to a 3-0 lead. It's timeout on the field with 9:08 to go. LSU 3, Texas 0.
Every day, with 3 Baton Rouge stations, Baton Rouge Air Ambulance Helicopter, and a Louisiana-wide support staff of 400 employees.
You'll be okay. Show me where it goes.
Every time. Ambulance transport of over 12,500 Baton Rouge patients last year alone. Everywhere. In 20 Louisiana parishes. Acadian ambulance services.
Football standby is performed as a community service by Acadian Ambulance.
You're watching Sunshine Network.
My mother, she drinks a lot, and it got me addicted.
Drinking and taking me so far down, I had to get out of my house.
It made me do things that I never thought I'd do.
If I take one drink, I'm gonna take another and another because I can't control myself, and I'll die.
Hey, yo, alcohol is a drug, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do. Word. I'm cool in my way, not by drinking.
Now I can see going to college.
Say no, and say yes to your life.
So the LSU Tigers waste little time in getting on the scoreboard as they started at the 49-yard line, took it down to the 27 where Browndyke made a 37-yard field goal. So that's important to go down there and get deep and get some points out of it.
It is, and it's always important to score the first points. It kind of relaxes you on offense and adds something on defense that we are ahead. And that means a lot sometimes when you're on the field.
Well, it certainly does, and the Tigers were really pretty impressive in that drive. A little bad luck when Hodson slipped down really hurt him. Shane Garrett is a deep man. Waddle on the far side. Washington to the near side. John Ganam. Here's the kickoff. Washington fumbles it, picks it up at the 17-yard line. He's across the 25. And he's up to about the 32-yard line, so a pretty good return of 17 yards. Babacher making his presence known, rushing down there to make the tackle. Here's Browndyke getting ready to attempt that field goal, and he made 20 out of 38 last year, Bert. Pretty consistent kicker.
I'd take that any day, and I'd certainly take the first one of the year like that.
Well, let's see what the A&M offense can do as they were unable to pick up a first down in their first offensive series of the night. Bucky Richardson. Quick one to the outside, and it's diagnosed by Sancho with help from his friends. Coming up rapidly to help out on the play was Greg Jackson, the weak side safety, but Sancho smelled that one out beautifully.
He certainly did. It's just a counter fake, quick screen over here, trying to get Bucky a completion because it's tough coming into your hometown like this into Tiger Stadium. And they read it well, tackled him into line.
No gain, second down 10. 8:35 to go, first quarter. Tigers lead it 3-0. A&M again in the eye. Fumble. Richardson might have got about a yard out of that. And fortunately, that turf is soft, Bert, because that ball just bounced and came kind of straight up. It didn't go very far, fortunately for A&M.
It certainly did.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
Looks like Bucky had the snap, but the pulling guard, he didn't tuck it in, as you're always told the first thing. The pulling guard knocked that ball out of Bucky's arms there.
Now, this is a situation the LSU defense wants A&M to be in, an almost must passing down situation. But he's going to run the option. He keeps the football, and the Tigers nail him at the 35-yard line. Harmon in on the play. Those Tigers all over the field defensively. So, 2 possessions, and we're going to see 2 A&M punts.
Rather unusual 3rd and 10 play, or 3rd and 7 play, Lanny.
Jimmy Young deep for the LSU Tigers. Sean Wilson here to kick it away. Driving kick. Young at the 22-yard line. Makes a good move, but A&M has good coverage at the 28. 43 yards on the punt, 8 yards on the return. Brent Smith was the man to make the tackle, so the Tigers will take over once again with the football at their own 28-yard line with a first down and 10 yards to go. Tom Hodson passed for 2,125 yards last year as a sophomore, 15 touchdowns, and a very impressive statistic, Bert, in addition to that, only 9 interceptions.
This is true. Probably the most important stat is the 9 interceptions. Very few for as many passes as he threw. And as young as he was, but he's mature now. He's a junior.
I think he was mature as a freshman.
He certainly was.
How good is he, Bert? A lot of people talk about him. How good a quarterback is Tom Hodson?
He is real good. He has all the things to be a great quarterback. He has a good arm. I think the best thing is the poise he has on the field.
Here's Fuller, straight up the middle, slides to the outside. Great run across the 35, close to a first down at the 40-yard line. Washington brought him down. Fuller, of course, is filling in for Harvey Williams. And they don't lose much with Fuller. He's a tough, tough runner.
He certainly is. Quick, fast. As you see him running once again to the left side, that's right behind Ralph Norwood. A tremendous tackle for LSU. Evades one tackler, moves upfield. First down.
Tigers at the 39-yard line. Moss split out to the near side. Tigers in the eye. Now they shift. Here's a give to Jones. Good open field tackle by Wallace on the play. It looked as though A&M might have jumped offside. I don't know if I saw a flag or not, but he might have managed to get back, Bert. That was Jeff Shanks, the nose guard. Managed to get back just before the snap of the ball.
Well, they have better eyes than I, because it looked like he was offside.
Yeah, it was close, that's for sure. Here's a look at the Tiger bench. Backup quarterback Mickey Guidry.
And a fine player he is.
He'd be playing at a lot of schools, I guarantee you. And we saw also Harvey Williams there in street clothes. Slot right. 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Double slot. Here's the give to Jones. Not much there up the middle. To about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line, where Terry Price brings him down, a 6'4", 250-pound junior for the Aggies out of Plano, Texas.
You see Roper on the outside here. He's coming all the way. He's reading it. There he comes. Down, closing in fast. That is their best play right there. Their outside linebackers are quick to close in, as you saw there.
3rd down, 7. Hodson, 3 receivers out there. Moss comes in motion near side. Hodson to throw. Pass, it's complete. He's got the first down and more. Moss to the outside. He's down to the 26-yard line. Derek Ritchie brought him down, 32-yard gain.
This is what you'll see more and more. They're blitzing, but when they blitz, they subject themselves to man-on-man coverage, and Tony Moss can beat any one man. There you see the first tackler misses. He did that all last year. Never was there a first tackler to make the tackle on him. Big play. They picked up the blitz, gave Tommy Hodson the time to do it, and he can throw.
He'll roll at the 25-yard line. The Tiger offense on the move again. Here goes Fuller. Breaks a tackle, dives down to that 20-yard line. Bert, one of the question marks, the receivers. Not that they weren't good, they didn't have any experience. Moss, when he gets his hands on that football in the open field, he is like a little water bug out there.
He certainly is a talented runner with the football. That's why I think you'll see more and more LSU throwing the quicker passes to both Alvin Lee and Tony Moss. They're both slippery like that. In other words, they can move with the ball.
LSU 2nd down 5 at the A&M 20-yard line. Tigers lead it 3-0. Here's the pitch back. Fuller puts that head down. He's hit hard, but he makes him pay the price at the 17-yard line. Adam Bobb and Dana Batiste, the 2 inside linebackers for the Aggies, make the tackle. Bobb, incidentally, out of Lafayette, Louisiana, one of 8 Louisiana players on the A&M team. 3rd down appears to be a long one.
And it is a long one. Anytime you get inside the 20-yard line, every yard is a long yard.
Jones and Fuller behind Tom Hodson. Fuller gets the call. He's got the first down. He's down to the 12, but we've got flags all over the place. It looked as though A&M jumped offside, but let's see if they try to claim that LSU moved up front.
I'm sure they'll try to claim it, Lanny.
Terry Price was a guy a little bit. Let's see if we've seen any movement. Didn't see it in the Tiger line.
Once again, they're going right over Norwood. That's where they feel like that they can blow them out, is on our left side of the offensive line, taking away those pursuit angles on Wallace.
First down. Well, I don't know if they'll take the penalty or give the gain to. It's pretty much the same. I think he only got about 4. But nevertheless, the important thing, the Tigers have a first down.
And the answer to that is take the yard.
Well, it hurt Fuller's average a little bit, but what the heck? He'll probably get some more the way he's running. He is a tough runner out of Leesville. Williams is Bert. Williams a great runner, but with Fuller, they got a different dimension. He hits so hard at the line of scrimmage. He's tough to break him down with just one man on him.
He is. He's more of a lateral runner than what you see Harvey Williams. Harvey is a burner, up and down. Fuller can move. He's shifty. He's side to side. He reminds me of Joe Washington a lot.
At the 13. There's a delay to Fuller. He's nailed in the backfield. Going to lose a couple of yards on the play. That was Adam Bobb, the linebacker, shooting through there to bring him down for a loss on the play. 2:49 and counting in the first quarter. The LSU Tigers lead it 3-0 over the Aggies of Texas A&M. Tigers now with a second down, 12 yards to go at the 15-yard line. Tom Hodson. Looks like a passing formation. Let's see if he throws the football. He drops straight back. He looks. And Hodson just threw that one away. Didn't appear to have anybody open, so Hodson didn't take a chance and just threw that ball away over on the right side.
Excellent play by Tommy Hodson. He didn't have anybody open. His primary receiver, Lee, I believe, slipped down over there. Saw that things were closing in on him. Got rid of the ball. Got out of the bad situation where if they don't pick up the third down here, they at least have an opportunity to kick a field goal as opposed to taking a sack and putting yourself out of field goal range.
There's Mike Archer. What a season he had last year. Not a bad career record if he could maintain that at 10-1-1. But the guy's a winner. And these kids believe in themselves, and they have really played a great first quarter thus far. Third down. Hodson wants to throw. He's in trouble. He scrambles to the right side. He's going to keep it, and he steps out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. John Roper put the heat on him. Bird, it appeared as though Alvin Lee was open momentarily, but Hodson elected to just tuck it under and get what he could out of it. Fourth down.
That's true, but once again, you saw the quickness in their linebackers. And the one question mark everybody's wondering is, can Tommy Hodson move? Here you see him avoiding the rush, getting out of bounds, saving the skin of himself. Good play, Tommy, and he moved the ball up the field to give us some good field goal position.
Browndyke will attempt a 27-yarder. He already has one. Here's the kick. It's up. It's good. So the Tigers jump out to a 6-0 lead. It's timeout on the field at Tiger Stadium. LSU leads A&M 6-0.
Sunshine Network, Florida's sports network.
Willie boy, I'm glad we're doing this thing together.
Yeah, that's because we share the same feelings about space technology.
That's right. And it's led to benefits for all of us, too.
Like this little gizmo. It's a medical system that's implanted.
That means it releases medication automatically. Are you listening?
And they believe it'll be the way to treat diseases like diabetes in the years ahead.
And it came from space research.
One of the down-to-earth benefits for everyone.
Willie, me, and you.
Space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
Hello, buddy. I'm Carl Foster. Join me each week for Inside World Tennis, the weekly fast-paced magazine talk show all about the world of tennis, both on and off the court. Improve your game from our instructional staff, Spike Gurney, Master Professional, Wendy Turnbull, Touring Pro, and Dr. Jack Roppel. Behind-the-scenes features from the local amateur and professional tournaments, as well as equipment insights, tennis fashions, a USPTA and Junior Player of the Week. It's all to come each week on Inside World Tennis. Don't miss it.
Remember that? 28-7, something like that. And we're back with the LSU Tigers leading by a score of 6-0. Bert, the Tigers, as we look at Jackie Sherrill, the A&M coach, across the way, led his team to a 10-2 mark last year. Tigers come up with 3 a couple of times. It's important to come up with points, but what does that do for you psychologically, not being able to get touchdowns? Any problem with that at this stage?
I don't think there's any problem. You always want to come up with points. Never turn away points. It's really critical to get the first points. But when you go in there the second time and you don't score it, it sometimes puts that question mark in your mind. Can we move it in for the touchdown? But I think they can.
They have moved the ball very, very well. Ganong to kick off. And the deep man is Garrett, once again standing at the 5-yard line. 2:05 remaining, first quarter. The Tigers have had their way in the early going. Across the 15 to the 20 and up to about the 25-yard line. Tigers move it 62 yards in 10 plays and capped off by Browndyke's 27-yard field goal. That was a 20-yard return of the kickoff. That was Percy Waddle who toted the mail. First down at 10 at the 25-yard line. Pavlis, new quarterback in. He's the better thrower. Look at this! Touchdown! That's unbelievable, Bert. Sancho, so quick, picked it off, took it in for the touchdown, and all of a sudden the Tigers jump out to a 12-0 lead. He may be the better passer, but it wasn't that time.
Ron Sancho just made an excellent play there, Lanny. He got in the quarterback's face, hoping to distract him. Not only did he distract him, but he blocked the pass and caught it.
That is hard to do. 12-0. LSU leads it with 1:51 to go. Great defensive play by Ron Sancho. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Tiger fans, tickets for every LSU home football game are available now at Maison Blanche Ticketmaster. Enjoy all the action live in Tiger Stadium. Check your newspaper for the Maison Blanche Ticketmaster outlet nearest you or order by phone. Call 504-336-5000 and have your charge card ready. The excitement of Tiger football is waiting for you at Maison Blanche Ticketmaster, your ticket to the best seats in town.
There he is, Ron Sancho. Senior linebacker out of Avondale, 6'3", 225 pounds. That's a big, big defensive play. And the Tigers are talking about going for 2 right here.
They are going for 2.
And that'll make it a 14-0 game if they can convert the 2-point conversion. Well, that's the linebacker's dream, isn't it, Bert?
The first play of the game, Pavlos comes in, Sancho jumps up, makes the block, then catches it to boot. But does he almost trip over the stripe? Yes, and I can guarantee you the linebacker will never be tackled by the quarterback going in to score. A linebacker's dream.
It really was. LSU goes for 2. They lead it 12-0. Tigers have looked very sharp in the early going. Hodson
there he is.
Looks for the end zone. It's complete to Fuller, and he's knocked all the way back to the 8-yard line, but a flag is down in the end zone. And let's wait and see what that call is.
I think it may be offensive pass interference. They're calling it a pick down there. In other words, they're coming in, trying to block off the defender so that Fuller can get in.
So the try for two is no good. Let's take a look at it, Bert.
Just as we suspected, you see him coming in, Moss coming in. Actually, he blocks that man, and had he hit him there, it would have been touchdown, but it would have been called back because Tony Moss was called for offensive pass interference, blocking, screening, picking, whatever you want to call it, a basketball play. And this was the play of the game thus far. Pavlos drops back the passer for Texas A&M. Ron Sancho jumps up high in the air, at least 3 or 4 inches, makes the block, makes the catch, and then almost trips on the 10-yard line. Did you see that?
But he got it in. 20-yard interception return for a touchdown. LSU leads at 12-0. 1:51 to go in the first quarter. And A&M at this point still does not have a first down. There goes a Tiger kicking unit onto the field.
Emotionally, A&M is probably going to be way down because that was going to be their big lift. Bring in the second-string quarterback. Get him throwing the ball. Get him doing the things that he does best. But little did they know it would turn into a touchdown for the Tigers.
Well, Ganong will kick off, and the Tigers going to be backed up to the 20-yard line following that pass interference call. So they're going to have to kick it from the 20-yard line. Shane Garrett, again, is the deep man, and he's all the way up to the 20-yard line in A&M territory. So the Tigers looking very, very impressive in the first quarter of the ball game, leading by a score of 12-0.
I think Jackie Sherrill, without a doubt, is wondering whether his record is going to stand true, winning every second game. But it's early in this game. Still in the first quarter with almost 2 minutes left.
Well, he is 6-0 in the second games of the year since he's been at Texas A&M. 1-6 in season openers. Of course, they lost last week to Nebraska, 23-14. Ganong's kick. Garrett backed up to the 14-yard line. Got a wall up the middle. Nice return and hit very, very hard at the 40-yard line by Greg Jackson. 27 yards on the return. A&M did a good job in blocking on that kickoff return right up the middle. Really had the wall set up for it.
It's a tough situation because we're kicking from the 20. They're guaranteed good field position, and he breaks that first line. Anytime that happens by the receiver, you can just about count on it being a big gainer there. Thankfully, Jackson, being the safety, came back, closed inside, and made the play. And Pavlovs is back in.
First down, A&M at their own 42-yard line. Trying the outside is Horton. He's hit hard at the 46-yard line and driven out of bounds across the way. Mike Mays earning that starting job at right cornerback with help from Greg Jackson.
Fine play by Mike Mays because he really is not the contained man here. He avoids that blocker right there, sticks him at the line of scrimmage for about a 3-yard gain, and anytime you run all the way out to the corner and you only make 3 or 4 yards, you've done a fine job as a corner, forcing that play.
Second down and a short 6. Pavlos wants to throw. He's going to run with it. He's got the first down to the LSU 45-yard line. So the Tigers did a pretty good job in coverage downfield. That is the first down of the ball game for the Aggies of Texas A&M. 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Tigers on top, 12-0.
Looking downfield, sees nobody open, does the wise thing, tucks the ball, goes upfield, and gets their first down of the game. I'm not sure that's wise to take on a linebacker head on.
Garrett is split out to the near side. Ball at the LSU 44. Ransby in motion, near side, pitch out, going the other way. Horton tries to turn the corner, and he's driven out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by Corey Raymond. He's a redshirt freshman, Bird, out of New Iberia, and the Tigers say he's going to be a good one.
He certainly shows it there, not letting him get outside. He is the contained man, slips to the outside right at the end, but he stops him at the line of scrimmage.
A&M 1 penalty for 5 yards. The Tigers 1 penalty for 15. No gain. Second down, 10. Pavlis looks. Pass complete to the 40-yard line to Horton coming out of the backfield. Horton, a sophomore out of Tatum, went in last week in a relief role and was a leading ground gainer for the Aggies against Nebraska with 81 yards on 9 carries. Appears to be a pretty solid ball player.
He is a solid ball player, and you see there he's a good receiver also.
Third down and 5 after the gain of 5. Jackie Sherrill and his brain trust trying to figure out what to do against the tough LSU Tiger defense. The crowd really getting behind the Tiger defense. Pavlis to throw. Horton dives across that 35-yard line. That was a good move, and he might have gotten enough for the first down. Mike May is over there to make the tackle. The right side cornerback for the Tigers of LSU.
And A&M is doing a good job of snapping back when they're down. Mays is the force man there. It's a roll-up zone by the corners. Stops him for a few too many yards. He needs to force it a little bit tighter on that side. Of course, it's always a lot easier up here, Lanny.
First down for the Aggies of Texas A&M. And I believe that's their first down of the ball game. Second first down. Pavlis in trouble. Unloads it.
Yes.
It's intercepted. Can he get his feet down?
Yes.
Beautiful play by the Tiger defense. Tigers are just all over the field. Phillips and Sancho put the heat on. The interception was made by the bench. I believe it was Jimmy Young. Let's take a look at it.
Sancho gets all the way up the field, avoids 2 blockers there, forces Pavlos outside, and he's just trying to throw it out of bounds. Little does he know that Jimmy Young is waiting in the wings right back there to make that fine play. And he showed the receiver skills that he could be right there. Watch these close feet right here. Is he in bounds? Yes. 2 feet. That would have been good in the pros.
Only need 1 in college, but he knew where he was all the time. Great defensive play. So the Tiger offense takes over. 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. LSU very impressive. They lead at 12-0.
And a shotgun, Lanny. Look.
We haven't seen this in quite a while. Hudson fires it. Incomplete. He was just knocked loose from the football. That was intended for Slip Watkins. Dana Batiste, the linebacker, made the hit on the play, and that stops the clock with 1 second remaining in the first quarter. Well, Bert, you said before the ball game we might see it some. Of course, it buys Hodson a little time back there.
It gives him the ability to throw the ball immediately. He doesn't have to set up and drop back and throw the ball. He's in passing position from right off. This, once again, shows that they're trying to do different things on first down to move the ball.
Slip Watkins, the speedster in at tailback. He tries to turn the corner, and he does at the 25. Knocked out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter. It's timeout on the field with the score. The LSU Tigers 12 and the Texas A&M Aggies nothing.
East Africa is not where most American couples might settle. But most aren't like Peace Corps volunteers Anita and Jim Powell's. They're teaching fish farming in a race against hunger, helping people to survive today's problems and tomorrow's. There'll be fish in the ponds and protein in the diets. No matter what your skill, you don't know how much you have to offer until you offer it. Take home a world of experience and leave behind something that will last for generations. Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
We're back, and we've got the LSU Tigers guilty of a holding infraction on the previous play, so that's going to bring that one back by Slip Watkins. LSU leads it by a score of 12-0. So that'll back the Tigers up to the 10-yard line. Slip Watkins, of course, a junior out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 4.3 in the 40, 9.3 in the 100. That is, I would say, bordering on world-class speed.
It is world-class speed. As a matter of fact, I think he almost made the Olympic team. He is truly a burner, but he's also slippery.
And he helped lead the LSU track team, Bert, to their first SEC track title in 25 years. Second down, and that looks about 20 yards. Tom Hodson with a long count. Draw play. Not much there for Egloff. And he gets up to about the 13 or 14-yard line. And our man on the field, Greg Bowser, has something to say, so let's join him right now.
Lonnie, the thing that the Tigers wanted to do early was put Texas A&M back in the hole. LSU won the toss, selected the kickoff, and the defense came out and played well. Tommy Hodson's having a good night so far. He's able to find those receivers out there. Tony Moss and Alvin Lee's going to play a part in this game later on. Look for the Tigers to start to move the ball on the ground. Now they're back in their own territory, though, Lanny and Bert.
Thank you, Greg. And we have a little rain coming down here at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. LSU 38 yards rushing in the first quarter. A&M 35. In passing yardage, the Tigers had 53. A&M just 10. So the Tigers just about double, 91 in total offense, while A&M had 45. And most of that, Bert Jones, came on that last drive for A&M.
I believe all of it did.
I think it did. Because they didn't have a first down until then. Well, we're changing ends now as the quarter could not end on the penalty, so we're finally getting things turned around, and the Tigers will be going from left to right as we look at it. And as always, a great crowd here at Tiger Stadium down in Baton Rouge to watch the LSU Tigers. And they have really returned to prominence, Bert, as one of the premier teams in the country, ranked number 5 last year. What a rookie season for Mike Archer.
Well, Mike certainly did a fine job. He's a tremendous coach, and it's just a great opportunity to have a young coach stepping into a great place like LSU and doing the job that he's done.
The Tigers have done the job here in the early going. The offense has moved the football, and the defense has played very, very well. In fact, the defense has come up with 2 outstanding plays. Tony Moss split way out to the near side. 3 receivers for LSU on the near side of the field. Third down and about 16 yards to go. A&M shows blitz. It's picked up pretty well. Hodson unloads it to Slip Watkins just out of reach at the 15-yard line. And a great rush put on by John Roper, the fine left outside linebacker for the Aggies of Texas A&M, as we look at Jackie Sherrill.
Well, that was a change-up for A&M on their defense. Normally they don't have a man over the center. This time they brought in they kept 3 defensive linemen in there as opposed to taking the nose tackle out and putting their linebackers down, and it changed it up. It was a different look for LSU.
So for the first time, a new punter, Rene Bourgeois. Of course, they lost a great one last year in Matt DeFrank. He'll kick from about the 4. Gets the kick away past midfield. And the Aggies let it roll dead. The Tigers down it at the 39. 47-yard punt. The LSU Tiger Gift Center, located at Gate 5 of Tiger Stadium, has a varied selection of both traditional and contemporary LSU clothing and merchandise. Come by or call 504-388-6974 for your copy of the new Tiger Gift Center catalog. The Aggies of Texas A&M trailing 12-0, trying to get something going offensively. Bert, are you surprised they didn't go with Richardson any longer than they did, just 2 series?
Well, we had a hint that they were going to change that up because last week Bucky did not have the best time playing against Nebraska that a quarterback can have, and they needed to change the tempo up. They did not generate any offense last week to speak of. They weren't doing it this week, and now they have their passer, and they're down. They're going to have to put the ball in there more than they like to do it.
Pavlis at quarterback. Motion man to the near side. Hand off to the fullback. Fumble there, and a fumble and a scramble for it. LSU says they have it. Coming up, Oliver Lawrence. Darrell Phillips made the hit. Boy, the Tiger defense making things happen, Bert. They're making things happen out there on the field tonight.
Making it happen. There you see the ball up in the air. It's anybody's now. Good play getting down on the ball in the pile.
Boy, Pete Jenkins looks happy, and why not? His defense. There's Joe Wessel, linebackers coach. Oliver Lawrence out of Monroe, Louisiana, played for Charlie Brown at Neville High School. The defense has 1 fumble and 2 interceptions. One of them went for a touchdown. Tigers in great field position at the Aggie 43-yard line. Tom Hodson sends Jones in motion. Reverse. Moss trying the left side. He needs a block. He's tripped up. Well, that was some defensive play by Wallace. Had he beaten him, Bert, there was some room down the sideline. And Hodson out there trying to fend off somebody and try to set that play up for him.
Not fend off. He was the key block on Wallace. As you see him coming back around, trying to lay one down on Wallace right about here. And very seldom do you see that happen. Tony Moss being tackled by the first man. Matter of fact, first time. Passing yards. Look at that. A&M 10, LSU 53.
Tigers with a 2nd down and 12 at the 45-yard line. Counter play. Fuller. Not much. Down to about the 43-yard line as we look at Mike Archer. Well, one monkey off his back. He's no longer the youngest collegiate coach in the country. He got a little tired of hearing that. Now he's a veteran with a great year behind him at 10-1-1.
The old man, Mike Archer.
Yeah, there's a guy at Tulsa, I think, about 3 years younger. 3rd down and 10. Mike was worried about his team being ready. They had about 12-14 days of solid rain. Couldn't get good footing to practice. Boy, didn't seem to hurt him. LSU 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Shotgun again. Hodson fires. It's caught at about the 36-yard line by Fuller, coming out of the backfield, but a flag is down, and Hodson may be shaken up. That's not Hodson.
Defensively for the Aggies,
looked to be Hubix. He's the right guard, 6'4", 260-pound junior. Seems to be okay. 12:58 remaining in the first half. LSU leads it by a score of 12-0. Good catch by Fuller. Let's wait and see who this infraction is against.
I suspect it's against LSU, and holding to boot.
So the Tigers, there's the holding call. Self-destructing a little bit. So that'll back them up to their own 47-yard line. And that will bring up 3rd down and about 22 yards to go. Tom Hodson, 6'3", 195-pound junior. LSU has been penalized 3 times for 35 yards. Two wide receivers to the near side of the field. Hodson lofts a pass downfield. Incomplete, just threw it out of bounds. Near Tony Moss. So LSU will have to kick it for the 2nd time in the ball game. Well, that wasn't so much A&M's defense as the Tigers committing some costly penalties, Bert, at critical times.
Well, LSU's offense has done, as you said, self-destruct a little bit, but they'll get back on tempo soon. Tommy Hodson did a fine thing there. He saw nothing, threw it out of bounds, showing the experience that he has, keep him from getting the big, bad play.
Bourgeois to punt. Garrett is a deep man, standing at the 16-yard line. Pretty good kick. Garrett backs up to the 14-yard line. The Tigers are all over him. Eric Middleton hustling downfield, a 38-yard punt. Zilch on the return.
Eric Middleton doing just what a cover man should do. Watch that man's eyes, catch that ball, get in tackling position, and nail him.
And if he hadn't have got him, Egloff would. Great coverage by the Tigers.
It was an excellent punt. Good hang time, way up in the air, giving them an opportunity to get down the field.
So the Aggies of Texas A&M take over the football with a first down and 10 yards to go. They trail by a score of 12-0. Pavlis still in at quarterback. He's the sophomore out of Tomball, Texas. As we look at the Aggie bench, they got some bruises. They got 4 guys that are not playing tonight because of being banged up last week. But I understand, Bert, that fortunately for them, nobody will be out for the year. But they certainly paid a price last week as we look at Mickey Guidry warming up on the sidelines, along with Saul Graves. Here's Horton trying the right side. He's near that 15, maybe the 16-yard line.
Mike Archer has a tremendous amount of respect for Mickey Guidry's playing ability, and he's never been bashful about making a change. Tommy Hodson is a tremendous player, but he's only connected on 2 of 8 for 53 yards. He's going to make things happen somehow.
2nd down 7 following that gain of 3. 12-12 to go first half. Tigers up 12-0. I formation. Horton again gets the call. Fumble the football, and there's a scramble for it. LSU says they have it. Big pile up at the 20-yard line. Let's wait till they unscramble. And a lot of purple and gold around that football. And it appears as though the Aggies somehow kept possession of that football. Saw Darrell Phillips down there on the bottom.
Just standing them up. That shows you how strong Phillips is, causing the fumble right there. The ball's on the ground now. And he almost made the recovery.
Dunbar also in on the play for the Tigers of LSU. 3rd down and 2. Big play for the Aggies. Motion to the near side. Quarterback keeps. He's not going anywhere. Ron Sancho nailed him. Mark Boutte also in on the tackle.
Ron Sancho fighting off the tight end, comes in, makes a play on the quarterback. Great 3rd down effort. Sancho just having a tremendous game, Landon.
He certainly is. 2 punts tonight for Wilson for a 32-yard average. And he will kick from about the 8-yard line. Double safeties for the Tigers of LSU. Greg Jackson, number 35, and number 5, Jimmy Young. Jimmy Young, of course, a transfer from SMU when that program got the so-called death penalty a couple of years ago. He transferred to LSU, and the Tigers have certainly been very, very happy about that move. Coach Scott Luster and the LSU volleyball team will host the 1988 LSU State Invitational Volleyball Tournament next Friday and Saturday, September 9th and 10th in the LSU Assembly Center. Competition begins at 7:30 each evening and features teams from McNeese, UNO, Nicholls State, Northeast Louisiana, Northwestern State, Southern, Southeastern Louisiana, and Southwestern Louisiana. Make your plans now to attend. 10 minutes and 59 seconds to go as we see the rain coming down at Tiger Stadium. She's dry. Mickey Guidry may be making an appearance at quarterback. There's Mike the Tiger. And he's pretty happy right now with the way things have been going. Here's the punt. Fair catch called for and taken by Jackson at the 48-yard line. 35-yard punt, no return. So Mickey Guidry will go into the ball game at quarterback to lead the Tigers of LSU as Hodson will get a rest.
Take a little of the pressure off. Mickey Guidry has plenty of experience. He's a fine player, senior, knows what to do, has come in some tough situations like in Alabama, knows how to play football and knows how to lead his team on. And he's got a real job here because LSU's offense has not established much here of late, and he's got to get them going.
Bert, he was 23 of 43 last year for 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 6'2", 198-pound senior out of Gretna. First down and 10. Tigers at their own 47-yard line. Williams in motion. Here's a give to slip Watkins. He's across the 50 and down to about the 47-yard line. William Thomas coming up from free safety to make the tackle. 6'3", 200-pound sophomore out of Amarillo, Texas.
And they're going back to the well of success. They've had good success running off that left side behind Norwood, and they're going to continue doing it until they stop it.
Gain of close to 7. We'll call it 7. Second down along 3. Watkins again. He's got the first down to the 41-yard line. Adam Bobb, the left side linebacker on the inside, made the tackle. He's a senior out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Boy, with Watkins, he's always dangerous, Bert. Great speed, and he hits it up in there pretty good.
He hits it up there real well. He is tremendously fast, gets the ball up to Phil, and is dangerous as he moves out here into the slot.
So the Tiger offense under Mickey Guidry showing some signs of coming to life once again. Guidry wants to throw. Quick one over the middle. It's complete. And it's down to about the 28-yard line. Alvin Lee on the reception, a gain of 12 yards. Lee, a junior out of Beaumont, Texas.
Mickey Guidry getting his first completion in. Just a 3-step drop. Alvin Lee breaks it to the inside, gets inside his cornerback, and turns it upfield. First down.
And Guidry showed a little poise there, made that double pump and waited for the receiver to get open. First down for the Tigers inside the 30-yard line. Moss goes in motion. Watkins to the outside. He's down to the 22-yard line. Washington, Turner combined on the tackle for the Aggies of Texas A&M. Inside of 10 minutes to go now in the first half. LSU still holding on to a 12-0 lead, and they got most of that early.
Once again, going off the left side, they feel like that's the softest side, run right at Wallace.
Two receivers split out to the near side. Guidry down under. Bark signals. Pitches back. Watkins. Once again, they try the left side. He's down inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds across the way near the 19 by Mickey Washington, the right side cornerback.
You see Watkins getting outside here. Once again, they did not contain him, going all the way to the corner. And that's what you want to have as a running back, and that's what you want to do offensively, is get outside, break that peripheral, and move it around the corner. And until they stop it, they will continue to attack it.
Here's Browndyke warming up that left leg. Of course, the Tigers hope they won't need him right here. They can turn this into 6 points. Third down, 1 yard to go. Jones and Egloff, the power backs. Here goes Jones, and I believe Halliburton went in motion toward the line of scrimmage. I believe he turned it up before the snap, Bert, and that's a no-no.
Ronnie turned it up. That's one of those plays that they always practice for LSU, in that we cannot hear the snap count, so we're going to run on timing. Looks like he either left a little early or turned up the field a little early, one of the two. But he was offsides, moving towards the line of scrimmage. You can't do that.
Illegal motion, so that will back the LSU Tigers up and bring up a third down and 6 yards to go. Last drive the Tigers had, they hurt themselves with a couple of costly penalties. And they may have done it again. 4 penalties against the Tigers for 40 yards. A&M 1 infraction for 5. 8:43 and counting in the second quarter. LSU leads it 12-0 and trying to get some more. Third down, 7. Inside the 25-yard line. Fuller comes in motion. He gets the pass. He fumbles the football out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And the key is, did he have possession? And I believe he did, Bert.
Yes, and he advanced the ball with the fumble. Good play.
Gain of 9, and the Tigers with a break there. They get a first down.
Fuller Kicks it forward for the first down. He came in right before the play, right behind Slip Watkins, because he is supposed to be the best receiving back we have.
Tigers with a first down at the 15-yard line. 8:25 remaining first half. 3 turnovers by the Aggies of A&M. Guidry moves that backfield around. The Tigers shift into the I. The I back, Slip Watkins, he gets the call. And he's got a couple to about the 13 as the Aggies move him back to the 15-yard line. Dana Batiste, the linebacker, and also O'Neal Gilbert in on the tackle. Clock running with 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Slip Watkins, 5 carries for 23 yards. He's getting a pretty good workout tonight.
He's getting the experience that we need at the tailback position, too.
One of the question marks, Bert, when you have a speedster like that, will he stick it up in there? I think he's doing it tonight. I think he's really hitting the line of scrimmage.
That's no question with me. I see that he can and he will.
3 receivers for the Tigers to the left side. Straight ahead, Jones. Down inside that 14 to about the 13, maybe the 12-yard line. Short gain on the play. That will bring up third down.
This is a good play. A lot of people think you only can pass against a blitz. They were coming up showing the blitz. One of the best plays against a blitz is a quick trap inside, because if you break that front line, there's no one there but the safety. He just tripped off an offensive lineman there, or he would have been into the secondary and possibly a big gain.
Third down, 7.
And this is when they're the toughest, Lanny.
Well, the Tigers want to get 6 if they can. Guidry drops straight back. He fires. He's got Fuller, and he's got a first down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. William Thomas brought him down, and Guidry, cool as a cucumber, Burt Jones.
Guidry cool as a cucumber, but equally cool was Fuller at the other end. Watch him. I believe he looked for that change, saw where he was, and went the extra yard. Had he not done that, it would not have been a first down. Great play, great first down.
Guidry, 3 out of 3 for 29 yards. He has given the offense a much-needed shot in the arm. Tigers knocking at the door inside the 5-yard line. Hand off to Fuller. He's down to the 2. Tripped up. Looked as though he had a hold there momentarily.
Tough going in there, Lanny.
It is, and he makes you pay. He gets those shoulders down, and he leans forward, and he really makes you pay the price when you bring him down. There's an obvious LSU Tiger fan, and she's happy. And she'll sure be a little bit happier if the Tigers can get this thing across the goal line. Mickey Guidry leading the Tigers. They're at the 3-yard line. Fuller comes in motion. Fuller has the touchdown. Out of the backfield.
Out of the backfield in motion. Just beats his man to the end zone. Touchdown. Fine play, Eddie Fuller.
Bert, that has been a very good play for LSU. We've seen it run 2 or 3 times tonight with Fuller in motion. They're slow in coming up and making the defensive adjustment.
Well, when you're in man coverage like that and you start from the other side, it's hard to get in position because his help is to the inside. Theoretically, he should be to the outside, but when he runs as fast as Fuller does, he gets it, and they're going for 2.
18-0 LSU trying to make it 20. Guidry fires to the end zone, and it's complete to Moss. Beautifully thrown ball. Not bad coverage, Bert. He led him perfectly.
It was excellent coverage, and what is key more than anything else is this was not his primary receiver. This was the same play that we were called picking on that last time. Bring the man down, break the man behind him into the flat, but Fuller fell down. He was not in the play. Guidry calmly stood back, looked down the field, and found Moss going across the other corner.
They love it at Tiger Stadium. LSU 20-0. laterally. Isn't that one of the tough? Being a break, isn't that a real tough pass to throw? I mean, the hardest one when they're going straight across like that to lead him perfectly.
Sunshine Network, Florida's sports network. Announcing the revolutionary new Quick Fit body shaping system. So effective, it's backed by a $25,000 guarantee. Join thousands of men and women who've already attained today's strong and shapely body style with Quick Fit, the system that replaces fat with firm muscles and smooth, youthful skin. Look and feel younger and experience the performance of your life. Simple and compact, Quick Fit is the best. Find a better, lighter weight, medically designed body shaping product.
I'll give you $25,000.
And to ensure you stay on the Quick Fit system, order now and receive free the Fitness Willpower Motivational Audio Cassette, a $12.95 value, yours to keep just for trying Quick Fit. Don't let a strong, shapely body pass you by. Quick Fit makes it happen. Order now and discover how it feels to look your best.
Order your Quick Fit body shaping system now. Call toll-free 1-800-453-9507. Quick Fit guarantees results, and if you find a better product price less, Quick Fit will give you $25,000. So order now. 1-800-453-9507. Look and feel your best with Quick Fit.
The LSU Tigers delighting a home crowd of around 80,000. LSU leads it 20-0. And Bert, I don't know if anybody anticipated this.
Well, I certainly didn't. I knew it was going to be a hard-fought battle, and it is. Things have come easy. We've had some big plays on defense. The offense now, for the first time, has put a drive together and scored 7 points.
Well, of course, it's far from being over, but LSU has looked very, very sharp in the early going. Garrett at the 5. Boy, the Tigers really hustling downfield. Bury him at the 18-yard line. Just 14 yards on the return.
Kamikaze style right there.
Mark Boutte, the first man to hit him, and Eric Middleton. We've called his name a couple of times. Tigers moved it 53 yards, 11 plays. Took them almost 5 minutes. And, of course, Gidry Tomas after the touchdown for the 2-point conversion. And, of course, the touchdown was scored by Eddie Fuller on the pass play. LSU leads it 20-0. 5:50 to play in the first half. Pavlis to throw. Nice catch at about the 23-yard line. That was Horton coming out of the backfield. Diving catch by Horton. And a relatively short gain of about 4 yards. 2nd down and 6.
LSU's dropping back, kind of playing a soft zone defense, giving them that underneath pass, trying to stop the big play right now. Make them grind it out. 80 yards is a long way to go.
Pavlis hands off to Horton, puts his head down and gets to about the 27-yard line. Tigers say they have the football. But I believe it was blown dead. Bert, the Tigers in every phase of the game, offense, defense, special teams, playing with so much enthusiasm.
They are all the way around and being very effective, especially on defense.
That was Chris Mook, freshman quarterback we saw lining up on the sideline. 3rd down and 1. Pavlis to throw. He's got the time, and it's dropped at the 29-yard line. And he had the yardage for the first down. Couldn't hang on to it. Aver there to cover on the play. And the defense doing the job again. Wilson in to punt the football. He's kicked 3 times tonight for a 33-yard average. Jackson and Young are the deep men for LSU, standing at the Tiger 27-yard line. Wilson. This one could be returned. Young at the 25. Gets a block. Gets another. Tries to turn that corner. Slips and falls at the 33-yard line, but 2 beautiful blocks. Jackson was the first one to throw one. 47-yard punt and an 8-yard return. But the Tigers had a couple of beautiful blocks over there. Gordy Rush was the other one.
One of the scariest positions on the field is to be a cover man on a cross return, because there's always going to be a blocker assigned to you coming from the other side of the field, and you saw him literally take him out of the picture there.
Hodson goes back in at quarterback. Mickey Guidry led the Tigers to a touchdown just a moment ago. Hodson got a breather. He's back in. 4:20 remaining in the first half. Tigers very impressive, up by a score of 20-0. Slip Watkins. He's the speedster out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tyke Tolbert also in at wide receiver. Tigers playing a lot of people. Watkins tries to turn that corner. Fights across the 35 to about the 36-yard line in the grasp of Adam Bobb and Lafayette Turner.
They're moving back to their basic game plan. They're going to try some motion. They're going to try some change of formation. They're going to try some different things to keep A&M off guard, trying to pick up good, steady first down plays.
Second down and a long 7 after a gain of about 3 at the 36-yard line. Hodson hands off to Watkins, tries to cut back, slips and squirms his way for short yardage to about that 39-yard line. Washington and Bobb combine on the tackle. 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first half of the ball game. Bert, in my estimation, LSU has really made Texas A&M pretty much desert their game plan. The option that they had with Richardson is certainly non-existent right now.
Well, that's true. Of course, Richardson is non-existent in this ball game right now, too. Third down is a big play for LSU now.
3rd and 4 for the LSU Tigers at the 39-yard line. Hodson pumps. He's got a man open on the far sideline. And he catches it. Did he stay in bounds, or was he forced out of bounds at about the 42-yard line, and they rule him out of bounds? Slip Watkins.
That was a fine throw and a fine catch for Hodson there. Had a lot of time, but didn't really have any place to go. Found him all the way across the field, and you're talking about a ball that's carrying probably 40 to 50 yards in air.
And Watkins unable to hold on to it, as we see in the replay. So in to punt the football, Bourgeois. He's punted 2 times tonight for a 44-yard average. He'll kick from about the LSU 30-yard line. Garrett backs up inside his 20-yard line. Tigers again with great kick coverage downfield. Pat O'Neill hustled down there along with Burge Osbury. 37-yard punt, and he loses 1 yard on the return.
LSU's cover teams are playing extremely well tonight. They play a third of the plays on special teams, and if you can keep a team from getting yards on their returns, you're going to keep them in bad field position as they are here, and you'll be in good field position. LSU special teams are playing excellently tonight.
Well, they sure are. A&M back on their 22-yard line. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first half. LSU up 20-0. And this, of course, a season opener for the LSU Tigers. Ranked in most polls in about the mid-teens coming into the preseason. That doesn't really mean too much. It's what you do on the playing field, and the Tigers are doing a lot tonight. Pavlis to throw. Unloads it over the middle. And up to the 32-yard line. That was Oliver Lawrence making the tackle on the play, and a gain of 12 yards.
Pavlis dropping back here. Appears that he has time, but he sees someone break up the middle, and it's always tough when they come right in your face. Did a tremendous job getting rid of the ball right in his face to the man over the middle, the dump man.
And that was Wilson. First down and 10. Pavlis again to throw. Tigers put the heat on him. He turns the corner and runs out of bounds near the 37-yard line. And a host of Tigers over there giving chase. And the highlights in the first half of the ball game. The Tigers jumped on the scoreboard first with this 37-yarder by David Browndyke, and that gave the Tigers a 3-0 lead. And as we said many times, Bert, important to go down there and important to come back with something, even though it's just 3.
It is, and this is a very important play. Ron Sancho making the play of his life, jumping up with the interception, coming down, and almost tripping on the 10-yard line, but no, going in for the touchdown.
The Tigers have 150 yards. The Aggies, 69.
Once again, rolling around. This time, he thinks he's really just throwing it out of bounds. But there's Jimmy Young coming up with the interception right there.
Made like a receiver and got those feet down, and what a shot Guidry gave him, and here's that touchdown pass to Fuller coming out of the backfield.
Coming in motion, coming across the grain, beating the defensive back to the corner of the end zone, right in the flat. Mickey Guidry did a fine job leading them down for the first offensive score of 7 points.
Well, there you see a total domination by LSU. 11 first downs to 3, 85 yards rushing to 41, 115 through the air to 28, 200 total, 69 for A&M, and a very, very weak offensive performance, and a big factor there, Bert Jones, no turnovers.
That's true, but those 4 penalties for 40 yards certainly have hurt us, because going in to score that second time, we had a penalty that set us back. One other time it stopped the drive for us. We're able to move the ball, but we've got to score now.
And the time of possession, as you see, almost 2-1, 1938 to 10-22. One final word, Bert. I like what LSU did offensively. They did a lot of different things out there. Boy, that is tough to defense.
They did, and probably just as important, at the end of the half, you saw Tommy Hodson getting in and doing the things he does best. Setting up, throwing the ball downfield, showing the poise and the character that he has on the field, moving the ball down. Every pass he threw at the end was on the mark.
Only
we ought to see an exciting Tommy Hodson this second half.
Well, that's right, and only a couple of great defensive plays, Bert, stopped those from being completed, but he did start to find the range. And what a shot on the arm Guidry did in the short time he was in the ball game, as he completed 3 straight passes, plus the one for the 2-point conversion, and moving the Tigers down the field. And we're ready for the second half. A&M to kick off to LSU. Talbot will kick the football. Richardson warming up again on the sidelines. And here's the kick. Slip Watkins at the 6-yard line. He is fast. If he can get some room, he's tripped up as he dives across that 25 and down to about the 28-yard line. So LSU will set up shop with a first down and 10 yards to go. Tigers at the 29. Let's going to mark it on the 27-yard line. Tom Hodson back in at quarterback. LSU leads it 20-0, totally dominating the first half. And I know that's got to surprise a lot of people, because A&M played second-ranked Nebraska very, very tough last week. There goes Fuller. He goes to the 34-yard line. Good hole open up on the left side by Coutee and Ruffin Rodrigue and big Ralph Norwood. And really tonight, Bert, on the ground, LSU has been pretty much left side oriented.
They've been very effective to the left side. You see Eddie Fuller going up there, just reading the blocks, turning it up, has a good soft spot in the middle of the line to the left side, goes up for almost 7 yards. And a good first down play. 2nd and 3 is what you want as a quarterback.
2nd down and 3. Fuller across that 35 to about the 36 or 37. O'Neal Gilbert, the senior out of Monroe, Louisiana, played at Wassman High School, 6'3", 265-pound senior, made the tackle. You made a good point in our conversation this afternoon, Bert, in getting ready for the ball game, that LSU needed to do a good job on first down. I think that was epitomized there just a moment ago with that big 7-yard gain. So instead of 3rd and long, they've got 3rd and less than a yard to go.
This is true.
3rd down, less than 1. Egloff in at fullback. Fumble. Hodson puts his head down, and he dives for the first down to the 40-yard line. A lot of things going right for the Tigers right now, Bert. Normally when that happens, you get buried back there.
You see the experience paying off here. Tommy Hodson does not get the exchange. It doesn't happen very often, but he knows what to do. Picks the ball up, turns it up the field, and gets the first down.
Tigers at their own 40. We have just started the second half. We're a minute and a half in. LSU up 20-0. This, of course, the opening game of the year for the Tigers of LSU. A&M lost last week to Nebraska, 23-14. Moss goes in motion. Hudson fakes, wants to throw a pass, and slipping on the cut to the outside was number 26, Alvin Lee, and the ball was there, but he slipped down on the play and trying to make his cut. Morris with the coverage on the play, defensively for A&M.
The ball was there. It's tough running on this field right now. Even though they've had the field covered most of the week, there has been some rain that's hit this field, as it has tonight. So it's slippery out there. You have to wear the long cleats, and for a receiver, it's tough to make that quick out.
Second down 10. Moss to the near side. Egloff fights for short yardage to about the 42-yard line, where he's brought down by defensive right end Jeff Huff, 6'4", 265-pound sophomore out of Deer Park, Texas. And that's going to bring up third down now, and about 8 yards to go. Tigers with 200 yards in total offense in the first half of the ball game, and pretty balanced. 115 through the air, 85 on the ground. Wayne Williams is split out to the near side. He's a freshman out of Brazoria, Texas, and the Tigers may have taken too much time. So that's going to back him up. And it's going to be about a third down and 13-yard situation.
And this is when the Aggies are most effective on defense. Just Tommy Hodson just let the clock run out. The play was late coming in. He didn't have enough time at the line of scrimmage and delay a game.
Well, most of the Tigers' mistakes on offense have come via the penalty route, and it's cost a couple of drives for them because they have, for the most part, been able to move that football. Just one setback, and that is Egloff in an obvious passing situation on a third down and 12. Hodson drops straight back. In trouble, scrambles, unloads it. And the nearest man to it was Moss, or maybe Egloff. Ball's incomplete. Hodson gets up slowly at the 26-yard line, but he's okay. Roper really put the heat on him. They haven't gotten to him too many times tonight.
But they put pressure on him here. He's floating, looking for a man right there. Roper's right in his face. Throws the ball downfield, just in between. Not a lot to do on that play.
Also good pressure from the other outside linebacker, Wallace. Bourgeois to punt the football. 3 kicks tonight for a 42.3 average. End over end kick. Taken on the run. Boy, the Tigers special teams have really been playing with a vehemence tonight. Tony Houston. 33-yard punt and a 3-yard return.
And it was a good thing that he made that good clean tackle, because Tony Houston from Ruston, Louisiana, had he not, it was a low line drive kick to the outside. He was a contained man, and there was room to run.
Good open field tackle. Tigers have looked sharp in just about every aspect of the game tonight, and that has got to be a bright spot for Coach Mike Archer. No doubt about it. Another quarterback, Chris Osgood, 6'1", 185-pound junior out of Moss Point, Mississippi. So Jackie Sherrill goes to his third quarterback of the night, trying to get a little spark in that offense, which for the most part has been just about non-existent. A&M was 69 yards in total offense in the first half. He wants to throw, and it's dropped at the 37-yard line, right over the middle. And he couldn't hold on to it. Larry Horton coming out of the backfield.
Chris Osgood showing a good arm, but the only problem is he was only 5 yards down the field. That's when you need to show a good touch.
Right. Hard to catch it when you burn it from that distance. Second down and 10. High formation. Man in motion as Oliver comes back to the near side. Hand off to Horton, tries to slip to the outside, and the Tigers are there. Clint James, the defensive end, slid off that block and brought him down near that 35-yard line. Good play by Clint James, the junior out of New Orleans. 6'6", 253-pounder.
The LSU defensive front has pretty much handled Texas A&M, and this has been a key to this game as you see Clint James coming up in here. Phillips, Dunbar, all of them have pretty much stuck it to A&M. They have not been able to move the line of scrimmage forward. And when you can't do that, it's hard to go on offense.
Horton, 8 carries for 30 yards. Pressure put on, but he looks to be a pretty good runner. He's got a first down and more and knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Mike Mays rode him out of bounds. Gain of 14. Good adjustment by Osgood. And really, LSU almost had him behind the line. A good individual effort.
That was a good play there. Eric Hill almost had him coming from back, but no, he stepped up, missed the tackle, turns it upfield, and shows Chris Osgood has some good speed.
And James had a shot at him with the arm and almost got him. First down for A&M, just across the 50-yard line. I formation. Osgood hands off to that fullback across the 50. He's down to about the 47, and that's all. Ron Sancho, the left side linebacker. 6'3", 225-pound senior out of Avondale as we look at Mike the Tiger saying, "Go Tigers." Rudy Harmon also in on the play.
Rudy Harmon, an SMU transfer, showing that he wants to play Tiger football.
Second down, 8 yards to go. One back set. Osgood, the junior out of Moss Point, Mississippi. Tigers with that 5-man defensive front. Osgood to throw. Pass incomplete. Too high. Intended for Horton over in the right flat. Coming out of the backfield. Sancho over there with the coverage on the play.
Ron Sancho once again around the football.
Funny, Bert, how some guys just seem to have a knack for that, isn't it? He was certainly around the football on that interception.
Well, Ron Sancho and Eric Hill were so tired of hearing about the Blitz brothers coming from Texas A&M over here to play in Tiger Stadium. They said they wanted to show them where the real linebackers were, and they've done a pretty good job of it tonight.
Boy, they sure have. Third down and 8. 2 for 7. Third down conversions. Osgood in trouble. Unloads it. Look at what Sancho almost stole his lunch from him. Simmons coming out of the backfield, and Sancho was just up there picking it away.
Ron Sancho, smart football player, has him all the way. Checks him at the line of scrimmage, goes out into the zone to the flat, gets up there, gets in his face, watches the ball, and almost comes up with another interception. Ron Sancho, great play.
A&M will have to punt it away. 5 punts tonight for Wilson for a 37-yard average. Young and Jackson standing at the Tiger 10. They fake it. He's not going anywhere, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line.
Mike Mays is playing a tremendous ball game, too. Not a lot of experience out there on the corner by himself. He's doing it all tonight. Has had a tremendous spring practice, great fall preparation. Pete Jenkins is really excited about this player. As you see him here, he has to check to see if there is a fake. He has contained. He has to stop that man from going down and making the tackle on it. Keeps contained, stays in position, makes the play short of the first down, and that gives them excellent field position. LSU's on the road.
Well, the Tigers are really sharp tonight. They could have been caught napping, but Mike Mays really smelled that one out and made the play. Here's Fuller. He's got some yardage across the 50 and down to the 48-yard line. A gain of about 5 for the big running back from Leesville, 5'11", 200-pound junior. Doing a fine job tonight in filling in for the injured Harvey Williams. 9:40 to go, third quarter. Hudson calling out the play. Here's Mike Archer. Breathing a little easier on the sidelines. This one's far from being over, but the Tigers have owned it thus far. Going deep, and it's picked off. But he knocks it loose, and a scramble for it, and it's rolled incomplete. Well, it appeared as though Birdie had him open, but he overthrew it. And Thomas was just standing back there playing center field.
He was that. Tommy Hudson read it correctly, split the safeties, tried to get the back up the middle, but just overthrew it. Eddie Fuller made a tremendous play to stop the interception. Heads-up football by Eddie Fuller. Being open, seeing the play is overthrown, stopping the interception.
Hudson just 5 of 18 for 83 yards. 3rd down, 6. Ball at the Aggie 48. LSU leads 20-0. And let's see if they come on this play. Yes, they do. Hudson reads it, unloads it, but he can't get it to the tight end, Halliburton. Well, Bert, you saw it. They were creeping up there, and they came with a lot of people, and Hudson did a good job in getting rid of the football.
He did do a good job. They came up, got the blitz. Halliburton had the check block and then go downfield. And had he caught it, there was nobody behind him. He would have had a lot of running room.
Coming on the blitz was the left cornerback, Derek Ritchie. Bourgeois to punt away the football. 4 kicks tonight for a 40.1 average. And the deep man is standing at about the 11-yard line. And that's Thomas. Calls for a fair catch, and he sails this one. It hits on the one. The Tigers tried to get to it, but it goes into the end zone. And hustling down there was, check it, that was Brian Griffith on the punt.
Well, people said I was one top player, but I not only outmuscled the other guy, I outsmarted him. I used my head. And a guy like me enjoys drinking Miller Lite, because Light's a less filling beer that tastes great. But the best thing about Miller Lite is that it shows a tough guy like me can still use his head.
Well, how's that, Gary?
You hit it right on the head. There's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Here goes A&M on the option. Osgood, the ball squirts loose, but I believe it's going to be blown dead at about the 27-yard line. Incidentally, that was Brian Griffith on the punt who nailed that one into the end zone, so it looks like the Tigers might have come up with a couple of pretty good punters.
Well, A&M's continuing to look for that quarterback. Osgood here going on the option that we thought Bucky Richardson would be doing most of the game, but for very little gain, and he fumbled the ball.
Oliver Lawrence with a tackle. He's played a good game at linebacker for the Tigers of LSU. Their defense has been very, very solid tonight. Pitch out. Horton trying to turn the corner. The Tigers, a host of them, knock him out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Mike Mays, the first man to make contact with him, along with free safety Greg Jackson. Great Tiger pursuit.
Good Tiger pursuit. Good option here. They got the corner. Eric Hill typically has contained on this. Mike Mays is not as big as you'd like to see a corner that has to come up and meet a running back like that, but he did a fine job there, but they got enough room for a first down.
Well, Mike Mays was just a demon on special teams last year and has earned himself a starting job for LSU at right corner. He's a senior from DeRidder, and he's going to be a fine player. Fake the draw. There's the pass, and it's complete to the 45 and out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. And a good throw by Osgood to Oliver. Oliver out of Breckenridge, Texas. Gain of 15, and that's going to be an A&M first down, and they have been slow to come by tonight.
Just one-on-one. Mike Mays is in the zone, giving him a pretty good cushion, but he slipped down back there. The footing is tough out here in Tiger Stadium tonight. The field is getting a little wetter all the time. Rain soaking in. And you can't blame him for playing soft.
8:05 remaining, third quarter. A&M coming to life a little bit offensively. It's been a tough night for them. Here's the fullback to the 50-yard line. A gain of 2. That's all. Clint James. We've called his number a few times. A defensive right end for the LSU Tigers. A 6'6", 253-pound junior with help from the other bookend, Mr. Carl Dunbar, out of Opelousas. We'll credit him with about 3, so it'll be second down and a long 7 at midfield. Osgood trying to instill a little life in the A&M offense. Horton, he's nailed after a gain of about a yard as the Tigers shut that one down very rapidly. Osbury shooting that gap at linebacker along with help from Eric Hill.
Coming right up the middle, you see Eric Hill coming from the side, closing in on him. Osgood, both of them there in the middle. Not much gain there.
Third down. 6 yards to go at the LSU 49. Tigers lead it 20-0. A&M just 2 for 8. Third down conversions. Man in motion to the near side. Osgood drops straight back. In trouble. Tigers have him and knock the ball loose, but it's covered by A&M. Big hit by Eric Hill and Clint James. And fortunately for A&M, L.B. Moon was right there as LSU separated him from the football. Listen to this hand for the LSU defense.
Eric Hill and Clint James right there to make the play.
Sean Wilson to kick again. Jackson at the 10. Along with Young. Towering kick. Fair catch called for and taken, and stepping out of bounds immediately at the 13 is Jimmy Young. 40-yard punt, and he kicked that one a mile in the air. So the Tiger offense again with an opportunity to go to work. 5:56 remaining, third quarter. As we take a look at the LSU cheerleaders and Coach Mike Archer, who's had a luxury tonight of playing quite a few people in this football game. Willie Williams now in at tight end on the near side. Tom Hodson, the fine junior quarterback, leading the Tiger offense. Tigers at their own 13. Slip Watkins. He's got some room and he can fly, but he's going to be nailed at about the 21-yard line. But a good run by Watkins. Alex Morris. I think he's going to be a good one, Bert. We know about the speed he has, but watch the balance here. He gets hit, slides off those tackles, and manages to turn it into a pretty good gain.
Slip Watkins turns it up, makes a cross-the-cut grain play right here, moves it up the field. Looking pretty slippery right there, showing the speed. Gains about 8 yards.
8 carries for Watkins for 38 yards. Looked like he might have got some of those moves from Sammy Martin. Second down, 2. LSU at their own 21. Watkins again gets the call. And he's got a first down near the 25-yard line. Adam Bobb, left inside linebacker, made the tackle out of Lafayette. 6'3", 235-pound senior.
Tommy Hodson getting a little room now. He was backed up out to the 25 now, moving the ball a little bit.
Mike Tolbert goes in the ball game at split end. He's out of Conroe, Texas, a sophomore, 5'11", 170. Alvin Lee comes out. Tigers in the eye. Here's a gift to Watkins again. Not much there. Maybe a yard or two to the 27. Adam Bobb again on the tackle. So the Tigers right now, Bert, playing a little bit close to the vest. Second down, and looks to be about a long 7. We'll call it 8 yards to go.
Well, they do, but as they play it close to the vest, you see that clock ticking down.
That's right.
And Texas A&M appears to be asleep over there.
Second down, 8. Slot left, and there goes Jones in motion. He leads the block. Watkins turns the corner. Oh, if he could have kept his feet, he might have turned that one into a big gain. But Victor Jones with a good block to spring him for a 13-yard gain.
Once again, going to that left side, Slip Watkins turns the corner behind Victor Jones. Watch the motion there. Key blocker. Turns it up the field, gets him out of his way, and oh, that shoestring had it not been in the way, he would have been see you later, alligator.
Bert, Victor Jones was one of those Tigers that played almost the entire second half of the season hurt. just a vicious blocker. When he's healthy, he can really take him out of there. And he didn't have to get too much of Richardson on that play, but he can really lead those sweeps around the end. Watkins up the middle. Nice move, broke a tackle and fought his way to about the 45-yard line. Behind the block of the big guy, Robert Packnett. Thomas brought him down.
Slip Watkins getting a lot of experience at tailback here.
Lee checks out of the ball game. Tolbert back in at split end. There you see some of the Tiger interior line. Packnett, Hubicks, Kuti at center. Second down, 5. LSU at their own 45. Victor Jones could not elude the tackle of number 48, the linebacker shooting the gap, Dana Batiste. 6 foot, 230-pound senior out of Spring, Texas. So after a gain of only about 1, the Tigers will have a third down and 4 yards to go. Moss back in the ball game. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Moss and Williams are split out to the near side. The Tigers in the eye. Third down, 4. Tom Hodson hands it to Watkins, fumbles it right back to Hodson. So the Tigers will have to punt it away from the 41-yard line. A&M that time did a great job in defending that play as Watkins was hit just about the time he got his hands on the football. And guess who? Aaron Wallace. But really the Tigers pretty much kept him out of the backfield in the first half. He only had 4 tackles, and I believe he had 12 last week against Nebraska.
That play was developing a little funny. It almost looked at one time that he was trying to pitch back to Tommy Hodson, but I think Wallace just met him so quick that it made us think that.
Shane Garrett is the deep man, standing at the 22-yard line. And Bourgeois will do the punting. He'll kick from about the Tiger 31-yard line. He's standing on the 26. Here's the snap. And a pretty good kick coming downfield. A fair catch is called for and taken at the 21-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return. So A&M, Bert, they have not been across midfield. I would like to see the number of penetrations, but it can't be over 1 or 2 times. And either of those times, they didn't get very deep.
This is true. LSU's defense coming up with a big play, consistently stopping A&M. A&M still looking for that quarterback leading position.
LSU averaging 4.5 yards just under on first down. A&M just 2.5, and that tells a big story right there. A&M with the football at their own 21-yard line, trailing the LSU Tigers by a score of 20-0. And the wave starts to pervade LSU Tiger Stadium. Osgood to throw, in trouble, steps up. And he's brought down at about the 29-yard line. Good open field tackle by right side linebacker Verge Osbury out of New Iberia, a 6'1", 220-pound junior. Saw quite a bit of action last year when Darren Malbrough went down for the LSU Tigers.
Osgood, a good moving quarterback, as we can see now, scrambling up in the pocket, pressure everywhere.
Osgood gives to Horton. He's across the 35 to about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line for a first down. Eric Hill brought him down. Outside linebacker for the LSU Tigers. As the third quarter is rapidly drawing to a close with just 54 seconds remaining. First down for the Aggies of Texas A&M. Osgood still in at quarterback. He's the third teamer. Watch the throw over the middle. Pass too high for the intended receiver. That appeared to be the big tight end, Wally Hartley, 6'5", 240-pounder. And the ball was thrown over his head. 32 seconds remaining. As Jackie Sherrill trying to figure out what to do to move that football. A&M has only 7 first downs in the game. The LSU Tigers 14. But 11 of those came in the first half. Option play. Nothing doing. Great defensive play. Scott Wharton, the nose guard. Eric Hill in on the tackle.
Coming down the line of scrimmage, you see the option. Doesn't have a good handle on the ball. The nose guard comes on in.
Also Boutte on the tackle.
LSU getting an opportunity to play a lot of players on defense. Getting that experience in this first game is also critical. They're playing a lot of running backs as the third quarter ends.
Well, the LSU Tigers totally in command at this point. That's the end of 3. LSU leads Texas A&M 20-0.
Says that colon cancer is 90% curable if treated early. Maybe we should get a checkup.
Honey, I have more important things to worry about right now.
They have handled.
Defensively, they have handled
close to the best there, Bert. They didn't try anything fancy.
As you see the crowd roaring along as the end of the third quarter comes. LSU pretty much has handled them defensively, Lanny. I mean, they have dominated this game. The defensive line, the front, the linebackers have stopped any forward penetration by that offensive line.
Texas A&M has 130 yards in total offense. The Tigers, 237. Jackie Sherrill certainly a little bit upset with the way his team has had to play this offensive football game. They have not been able to move the football, and he is now down to his third-string quarterback. And really, Bert, he matched in the third quarter just about all the offense they had in the entire first half.
He has. Osgood has shown a lot of talent out there. He's a good runner. He's got a good arm. I just don't think he has enough experience to hurt us right now. I hope not. Hope we don't give him that experience.
Third down, 11. Gary Oliver split out to the near side. Chris Osgood, the junior out of Mississippi, wants to throw. He's got the time, and he's got a man wide open over the middle, and that's the big tight end. Check it, number 82 it is, down to the 45-yard line. And that's a gain of 19 yards on the play. Mike Jones.
As a quarterback, when you have this much time to sit back there and watch the receivers run across the zone, you can find a hole, as he did there. One luxury LSU does not have is they do not have a number of defensive backs. They lost one in preseason. Consequently, they can only play 4 defensive backs out there as Osgood backs up to pass again.
Osgood throws. Garrett wide open and a diving reception at the 27-yard line. Well, he was really open over the middle, so that's 36 yards in 2 plays after a gain of 17.
Osgood showing a lot of poise, learning a lot of football fast. Steps back. Once again, we're in the zone, has the time to read it. Garrett's down the field, no one underneath. Completion, first down.
And this is about as deep as A&M has been in LSU Tiger territory tonight at the Tiger 28-yard line. Osgood again to throw. To the outside. And another fine catch by Garrett, and the Tigers may have hit him out of bounds. It appeared Jimmy Young fell on him out of bounds, and I don't know if that was intentional or not, but nevertheless, the Tigers are going to cough up a costly penalty right here.
It certainly was intentional. Jimmy Young's out here on the corner all by himself. Garrett makes the play, gets out of bounds. Jimmy Young just forgets where he is. Ball is out of bounds, and he's down. That's spearing. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
So the Aggies with their best opportunity to get on the scoreboard tonight. 14-14 to go in the ball game. So the Tigers will be backed up half the distance to the goal line. Bill Osgood seems to be getting a little better, Bert, the more time he spends in the ball game.
Well, first throw Osgood threw, he looked good then. He's a good player. He has a lot of talent, a lot of ability. He doesn't have much playing experience, but he's getting it here tonight. And he's moving this team. He's been the only effective point to Texas A&M's offense thus far. And they're threatening right now. And with 20 points, 3 touchdowns beats you.
Jackie Sherrill has yet to win against the Tigers of LSU. And he's got another record that could go down the drain tonight as he's 0-6 in second games of the season. But he's trailing tonight 20-0. First down and goal. The Aggies at the LSU 9. Listen to the crowd. Are they in this football game? Chanting for the LSU defense. Osgood can barely hear the signal. Hands off to Horton. He's nailed behind the line by Eric Hill, and that is a great defensive play. 6'2", 245-pound senior. Second down and goal from the 10-yard line. But Osgood has given the A&M Aggies a shot in the arm since he has come into the game at quarterback. He's the third-teamer behind Richardson and Pavlis. And the Tigers getting all the help they can from the crowd. Osgood will have trouble getting those signals heard. He wants to throw. Throws for the corner of the end zone. Mike Mays, and he may be called for pass interference. Mike Mays had him covered like a blanket, Bert, but we might have bumped him or maybe be called for face guarding. I'm not sure.
It was a safety blitz, came in, almost got Osgood. The ball's in air, and nowhere around is he on that play.
Well, you can hear what the partisan crowd at Tiger Stadium thinks of that call.
Well, plus they're discussing now what I think is, was that a catchable ball? Should this penalty stand? Let's look at it and see. Ball's in the air. Where's Mays? He's not touching.
Well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar might have caught it, but I don't know if anybody else it could have. That was about 3 feet over his head.
Pretty tough call there.
Holding the call. I didn't see that.
It's a first down. You see Osgood dropping back here. We really can't see what's developing on the outside. They're called holding, I believe, right there.
That's it. Got his arm
Mike
around.
Mays has his arm holding him up right there. That's what he called.
First and goal. Straight ahead, down to about the 3, maybe the 2-yard line. Tiger defense stood him up. But the offensive line got him a little bit of room. Jamie Bice making the tackle. Simmons tried to get it in. Got it about halfway there. This is where it's really tough.
Putting in the goal line defense.
Well, LSU's defense right now, Bert, playing for pride. They'd love to preserve that goose egg in addition to winning a football game.
They're certainly playing for pride, but they're playing to win this game right now.
Full house backfield. To the outside, Horton.
What a tackle.
Tigers knocking loose. They get the football at the 2-yard line.
Did they call him down?
Burge Osbury came up with the football as it squirted loose. They may have rolled him down on the play. He almost got it across the plane of the goal line, and they're going to set it back on the 2-yard line. Look at this defense right here.
Excellent play. Mays comes up, Hill comes up, they both stick him. Oh, and was he down? It's close. Let's try it one more time. I believe he was down. I think that was a good call. But what was really a good play is the way Hill and Mays came up and stuck this play and stopped it. Looked like he had the corner. Looked like he was going to score. But set him back one more time.
Well, they laid him on his back. And the ball squirted loose at that point. And the ground can't cause the fumble. Osbury, I believe he just fell on the football, Bert. They can knock the wind out of him. Hopefully that's all. But he went after it.
He certainly did.
And the Tigers went after Horton.
Regarded as one of the smartest players on the Tigers defense.
He seemed to be checking out his back. He's a junior out of New Iberia.
It's a good advertisement for bike there, Lanny.
And you can see the concern on some of the Tiger fans. 12:34 to go in the ball game. And one more shot at it.
And we're losing the lights out here.
Yeah, no, they paid the bill this week.
Coming down the line of scrimmage. Let's watch this. Eric Hill, Mike Mays. Let's see if he's down. Yes, he's down. When the ball is jarred out from contact with the ground, it is down. And I believe we've lost one half of the lights in Tiger Stadium. Did you bring your flashlight, Lance?
No, I didn't. Osbury seems to be all right. Third down. Goal at the 2. Straight ahead.
No.
Nothing for Simmons. Boy, the Tigers, with their backs to the wall, have dug in with a stone wall, and they're stopping right now. A&M, one more shot at it. And they're going crazy in Tiger Town.
And you can credit the whole LSU Tigers defense there. Eric Hill closing down on it fast. No forward push by the Aggies offensive line. Oliver Lawrence is right in there on the play. Goal line defense at its best right there.
Well, you talk about the Blues brothers. A&M wants to talk things over right now. It's time out on the field with LSU 20, Texas A&M nothing.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
You and your television will spend a lot of time together. That's why Silo gives you more TVs to choose from at much lower prices. Silo, because you deserve more. Don't you deserve Silo's 14-day trial period? Sure you do.
Well, there you see that Tiger defense, and they're playing for a lot of pride. This will be the 12th play of the drive. Bert, as I started to say, they talked about those Blitz brothers. I think they're going to refer to some of those Tiger linebackers as the Blues brothers because they've shown a lot of pride, and they've caused some blues right down there. Lawrence, Hill, Sancho, Osbury, they've been all over the place.
They have been all over the place, but you have to credit the defensive line also for stopping any forward movement by the Aggies offensive line. Pete Jenkins felt as if he could handle them man for man defensively on the line, both in the linebackers and the line position. And right now it appears they've done it, making them suffer if they get in.
4th down and 2. The Aggies trying to get it in. The Tigers trying to stop them. Full house backfield. Osgood rolls left, pass out of the end zone. It hit the goalpost. Tremendous goal line stand by the Tiger defense. And there's bedlam in Tiger Stadium.
There's the play action fake. It's man-to-man coverage. Linebacker on tight end. And good shot. He hit the goalpost. That's one thing you need to do. If it's 4th down, you have to learn as a quarterback that you have to give your man a chance to catch the ball. Now it's equally as critical for Tommy Hodson and the LSU Tigers to get the ball out.
Tigers at their own 2-yard line. You don't want to turn it over here. Victor Jones, boy, he did a good job, Bert. He cradled that ball, got some good yardage, but the important thing was the way he protected that football.
This is true, and it's also important that they go right over Ralph Norwood. Coming to the left side, getting that penetration, moving that Aggie defensive line. Here's Osgood once again, moving around. Not a lot of pressure on him yet. Throws the ball. He should give his man an opportunity to catch the ball, but he didn't there.
Well, Jones gave the Tigers a little breathing room. After a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. And the ball just about the 8-yard line. One of the Aggies appears to be shaken up, and I believe that's William Thomas, the free safety. And he's leaving the field under his own steam.
Jackie Sherrill wondering what's going on.
Let's go down on the field now to Greg Bowser.
Lanny Verjosberry took a helmet to the back when he went to recover the fumble, but the doctors think he'll be okay. They're a little concerned about Slip Watkins. He's having some cramps. The Tigers can keep him from cramping up. He'll be back in now.
2nd down and 4. Tom Hodson gives to Jones another good run across that 10-yard line to about the 11. The Tigers will be about a yard shy, maybe 2 of a first down, depending on the spot. He's close to the 12.
They're moving it out, grinding it out right over Norwood.
3rd down and 1. Victor Jones, 5'9", 198-pound junior out of Zachary. Only rushed for 272 yards last year. Didn't get called upon too much, but he's a pretty good runner. 3rd down and 1. There's a handoff straight ahead. That's Egloff, and he appears to have the first down at about the 14-yard line. Boy, the Tiger offense up front really doing a job, and that was Jones on the carry, number 34. Dana Batiste made the tackle. Bert, last year, before Ralph Norwood went down to injury, some of the LSU coaches were saying that he had the potential to be the best offensive lineman in Tiger history. He has shown that he has come back from that knee injury, and they have utilized the big, strong guy from New Orleans tonight.
Well, he certainly has had a ball game today. They've come over him every time they needed yardage, and he's come up with a good block and a good play.
High formation. There's Fuller. Tripped up but fights his way to about the 16-yard line. Bert, it's funny sometimes when you find a particular hole or a block that works. Mike Archer incidentally 1-0 against the Aggies of A&M, but I remember back in 1965 when LSU played a favorite Arkansas team in a bowl game, and they ran over a big tackle by the name of Dave McCormick, and a little guy named Joe Labruzzo scored a couple of touchdowns, but they used that play all afternoon, and the Tigers have done a similar thing tonight.
Well, you have to go with what's going good for you, and that's what they're doing tonight.
2nd down, 8. 9.5 minutes to go. There's the drop play to Fuller. He breaks it out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Mickey Washington. He is a strong, strong runner, and credit him with a gain of 12. The junior out of Leesville.
Fuller coming right up the middle. It's kind of a delayed draw coming up. Lyman set up, fire out. Fuller finds the hole, turns it upfield, 12 yards. Good gain at the right time.
Mickey Washington brought him down, the junior cornerback out of Beaumont, Texas. Tigers on the move, exclusively on the ground. And, of course, that runs down the clock. Hodson wants to throw. Zips the ball. Coming back to the football. Moss. First down at the 41-yard line. 15 yards. That was what Wendell Davis used to do so well, Bert. He came back to the football. It's hard to stop it.
Certainly credit Tommy Hodson was getting a good throw in, but Tony Moss made this play. It was a zone. He felt them soft. He saw that they were dropping back. He came back to the ball, and once again, he eludes that first tackler almost every time. Tony Moss is having a good night tonight.
LSU first down at the Tiger 42. 8:43 to go, and the clock is running. Tigers looking for their first win of the year in the opening game against always tough Texas A&M. And they, of course, in the last 3 years have been the cream of the crop in the Southwest Conference. But LSU has always done well against the Southwest Conference. Well, the officials talking things over here, and I believe LSU took a little bit too much time. You know, if there's been one negative side to this game, Burton, it's hard to find them. Tigers have been guilty of a couple of infractions that have slowed them up a little bit. But, boy, you take away those things, and they have played just a super, super ball game.
They have here. Late getting to the line of scrimmage, Tommy Hodson sees that there's not much time left on the clock and tries to call timeout, but he's a little too late.
First down, 15. Hodson looking for the quick pattern to the inside. He nails Alvin Lee with the ball at the 50. He's down to the 49, 48-yard line. Gain of 14 yards on the play, just a little bit shy of a first down. Adam Bobb, the linebacker, made the tackle.
That was an awful fine play. Tommy Hodson waits for him to clear past his cornerback, shoots the ball between the linebacker right in there. Alvin Lee, good quick slant, good play, way to turn it up the field. And that's what LSU is going to do more and more of because of those quick wide receivers they have. They're not going to have the luxury of waiting for him to go down the field. They're going to get the ball to him quick so they can break a tackle and go with it.
Second down, a short one. Egloff in motion. Quick pitch to Fuller, trying to turn that corner. And I believe his forward progress will get him the first down, but we got a flag down, and that's thrown at the 45-yard line.
Flags everywhere. And there's a name that we haven't heard a whole lot tonight, Len. John Roper. He was in there fighting off the blocks.
Bert, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Mr. Roper
played off the block there, comes on out, actually causes a fumble out there.
I believe at halftime they had held him without a tackle. And that's just unbelievable. And my statistician is telling me that he has no tackles as of yet. And who would have believed that, Bert? We talked about it. He and Wallace, defensively, the keys for LSU, keeping them out of the ball game. And for the most part, LSU's been able to do it. But who would have dreamed of a shutout?
This is true. Of course, he would have had a tackle had the penalty not been there. But they have kept him out. They've kept him out by running straight at Wallace because Roper is not as a good pursuer as what Wallace is. So they come right at Wallace. Roper's out of the play.
Tigers with 292 yards to A&M's 178. Here goes Fuller. He's got a couple near that 46-yard line. 7:19 to go in the ball game. Adam Bobb made the tackle with help from Chris Crooms, and that'll move the chains. At the 47-yard line.
And the clock is running with 7 minutes remaining.
Moss is split out to the near side. Split backs. Fuller again gets the call. He's got a little room around the corner. Boy, that guy is a tough, tough runner. Look at that second effort and third effort to the 41-yard line. 7 yards.
7 yards for Eddie Fuller, and they were all on his own. Showed good speed to get the corner. Once he got the corner, had to break 2 or 3 tackles to get up the line. Did a fine job. These tailbacks have had a good night tonight, Landon.
He has done a great job. A junior out of Leesville, filling in for Harvey Williams. And, of course, LSU does not really know the status of Harvey right now. 16 carries for Fuller for 68 yards. And they have been some tough yards. Second down, 3. Hodson gives straight ahead. Down to about the 36-yard line. That's going to be pretty close to a first down. That was Watkins. We haven't called his number in quite a while. But he's getting a lot of valuable playing time tonight. And what a threat to take it all the way.
Every time he touches it, he's having a lot of leg cramps as you see him leaving the game now due to leg cramps. It's hot in Baton Rouge tonight. And it takes a lot out of you, especially when they've had so many days of rain for their practice. It's hard to condition your athletes when you can't run them outside. There's just no substitute for work.
Slip Watkins has 14 carries for 64 yards tonight. Bert, has this been a surprise to you, the ability of the Tigers to move the football on the ground tonight?
It has, but it hasn't. They anticipated the ability to move the ball on the ground, and they were really hoping to give these two tailbacks plenty of experience because they feel like they're both excellent athletes, both breakaway backs, but neither one of them having enough playing time under their belts to really give them the ball as much as they've done tonight, and tonight has been a big night for them. Over 120 yards from the tailback position.
That's right, and some tough yardage down near the goal line by Victor Jones. So the Tiger running game has certainly been there tonight. As we look at Bucky Richardson, and he didn't have much of an appearance tonight, in for only 2 series, and that was early in the ball game as he started the ball game. Here's the gift to Fuller. Slides off a tackle and finally brought down inside the 30. Chris Crooms, 11 more for Mr. Fuller. He is a good, tough runner.
Fuller brings it up, runs hard, literally runs over this man. Didn't slip away from him, ran him over. Gets up the field, good gain, first down LSU.
Tigers at the 26. Fuller now with 17 carries for 77 yards. 5:36, and right now the Tigers just grinding it out. And what a job they're doing up front, but Fuller's getting a lot of it on his own also. They try that left side again. They have worn a hole on the left side of the line. Ooh, that was a tough hit. Flag is down at the 22-yard line. He was stood up. Leon Cole, the first man to make contact with him, a 6'5", 255-pound senior, and he might have had a face mask on the play. Mike Archer talking at the officials, and that is the call. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Fuller running off the left side once again. There it is right there. Actually, 2 men have his face mask. That's a well-used face mask. 3 men at once.
Of course, that is such a dangerous thing to happen. So the Tigers at the 16-yard line. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. 13th play of the drive. And Bert, these are the kind that just take the starch right out of your defense, especially when you're trailing 20-0.
Yes, indeed.
So the Tigers have been able to do it. A&M showed some signs of coming back, but a great goal line stand kept them out of the end zone, and the Tigers have taken it from their own 2 all the way down to the 16. Trying to turn the corner. And down to about the 13-yard line. Troy LeBlanc, number 49. As Mike Archer has had the luxury of playing a lot of youngsters tonight. Troy LeBlanc, incidentally, is a senior, 5'9", 180, out of Lafayette. It's been a long, tough night for Jackie Sherrill, as his Aggies headed toward an 0-2 mark. There is record after 6 years. Down inside the 10 and down to about the 7-yard line. As the Tigers getting just about everybody in the ball game. That's Calvin Wyndham, and he's a junior out of Orlando, Florida. 5'11", 200-pound junior.
And you see a lot of things developing here. You see Texas A&M, the team that gave Nebraska a tremendous game last week, showed that they could play man for man, but then you look here, the Tigers are manhandling this team, both on offense and their offensive line and their defensive line. And these are the keys to being a great team. How good are we? A lot of players don't have a lot of experience, but we're getting a lot of experience tonight and getting better all the time. 3rd down and 1 after Wyndham got 9. Straight ahead, Jones, he's down inside the 5, he's to the 2, and it's 1st and goal, LSU. Thomas on the tackle. Victor Jones going off the left side. Good block, Norwood moving them on out. Where's Wallace? Jones, 8 carries for 24 yards. Tigers at the 1. They spot it at the 1-yard line. LSU trying to drive the nail in the coffin. Egloff and Jones, the running backs.
Hodson, hands off to Jones. He dives. He's close. And apparently he didn't make it. Jones got low, just trying to find a little daylight, and he is very, very close. There you see Ruffin Rodriguez getting up from the bottom of that pile. Of course, his father, a fine LSU center for the Tigers back in the early 60s, as the tradition goes on.
And Lanny, we've talked about Norwood being on that side, but Ruffin Rodriguez right there with him. Those two men tonight have played a superb game on that left side of the line of scrimmage. They have dominated the ball game right there.
They really have. Inches from the touchdown. Egloff and Jones. Who will get the call? Hodson to Jones. Touchdown. What a drive.
Plays.
98 big ones.
98 or 99 yards?
Either way, pretty good.
98 yards. You won't see many drives longer than that. And the time it took up, what a great drive for LSU at the right time.
Browndyke has never missed an extra point for LSU. His first try tonight, and he splits the uprights. 2:41 to go in the game. The score, LSU 27, Texas A&M nothing.
You're watching Sunshine Network.
The excitement of the Sport of Kings comes to life every weeknight at 6:30 here on the Sunshine Network. From Gate to Wire, Racing Report will bring you the thrill of thoroughbred racing from Calder Racecourse. Be a winner. Watch Racing Report weeknights at 6:30 on the Sunshine Network.
There is a need in your life. Please join your local chapter.
They've literally won the game.
Mike looks pretty happy.
We have a flag moving A&M even further away from the goal line.
A&M backed up to their own 10-yard line. 2:41 to go. Tigers totally in command. Trying to turn the corner, slipping to the outside across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. Oliver Lawrence, and he's played a great game. That was Keith McAfee on the carry. Second team halfback, a freshman out of Sugar Land, Texas. It is going to be hard to pick some players of the game for this one, Bert. We have seen a lot of stellar performances out there tonight by the LSU Tigers in every phase of the game.
Yes, indeed. But if you have to ask me, or if you're going to ask me,
I will. Second down, 9. Well, a pretty good effort gets him to about the 25-yard line. But the clock is winding down with 1 minute and 48 seconds to go. Let's go down to Greg Bowser on the field.
Lanny and Burt with Tigers leading 27-0. The crowd's really gotten into the ball game early, and it's about over here because A&M wanted to come in and sustain something. They came in with 3 quarterbacks and weren't able to do anything. Now we got some young Tigers in there for the defense. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Greg.
A&M, and that's complete to the 30-yard line. Very near the first down marker.
And they're doing a good job for us keeping the ball in bounds. They've not tried to get out of bounds yet.
McAfee on the reception. LSU's look pretty good tonight, Bert. What is it? LSU that good, or is A&M not as good as people thought?
I believe it's a combination of both. I think LSU certainly came into this game fired up opening night. They came in with a good game plan, good preparation, and they came in and played well. I think LSU is a lot better in their offensive line than people gave them credit for going into this season. I think they are as strong as what we anticipated them being on the defensive front, and consequently that makes for good football. Tommy Hodson is only going to get better throughout the year, and we added a dimension that we didn't think that we were going to be doing this year, and that is running the ball, advancing the ball on the ground instead of relying totally on Tommy Hodson.
That was a procedure call. Here's the quarterback, wants to throw. Osgood over the middle. Good throw, and it's complete to the 45-yard line. And he laid that one on the money. Mike Jones, gain of 20. And Bert, if there has been a bright spot for Texas A&M, it's got to be the play of this junior quarterback, Osgood. Now, I didn't get him on the scoreboard, but he has put a little life in that offense.
He has that. He's shown a lot of skills out there.
Defensively, Osbury with 9 tackles tonight. Mays with 6, Hill with 7, and Phillips with 6. 52 seconds to go. Osgood 7 out of 11 for 94 yards. Don't forget, A&M had only 69 yards at halftime. So he has put a pretty good spark, and he got them all the way down to the 2-yard line, but they couldn't score. We've got a timeout on the field with a score, LSU 27, the Aggies of Texas A&M, nothing.
Some people say the sky is the limit. For them, there are no boundaries, there are no confines. Our future is shaped by those who hold this vision, because our future depends on research and the men and women who make it their life's work. At Louisiana State University, the future is happening now. The research and discoveries at LSU today are shaping tomorrow for all of us.
And we're back with 45 seconds remaining. A&M with the football at the Tiger 39-yard line. Eric Middleton involved in a lot of action tonight, and we've called the number of several players tonight as we look at that Tiger bench. And there's Ed Zonbrecker. What do you think about his game plan tonight, Bert? You talked about him going into the ball game. As we said a couple of times, the Tigers did a lot of things well offensively tonight.
They certainly did. They moved the ball around a lot on first down. They got the ball up the field. They threw the ball. They used motion. They showed a lot of the formation changes. And, you know, you never see Ed Zonbrecker on the sidelines. He's feeling pretty good coming to the sidelines because he's in the press box.
Well, he needs to share in a little of the limelight because his offense really did a number tonight. Osgood wants to throw. He's in trouble. Behind the line. And that play was set up by Mark Boutte. He's a defensive right end, giving Clint James some well-earned relief at right end.
Osgood looks like he has plenty of time. Drops back, looking downfield. Everyone's covered. Tucks it up, tries to get a little running room. Still looking for somebody, nowhere to go.
With 22 seconds to go, if the Tigers can keep the goose egg, it will be the first opening shutout since 1979 when they beat Colorado 44-0. Pete Jenkins, sleep well tonight, because that defense has done a job also.
The defense has done a fine job tonight.
22 seconds to go in the ball game. Bill, the LSU Fighting Tigers, in my estimation, Burt Jones, should shoot up in the polls this week because they have been very, very impressive.
And you think Mike Archer's Mrs. is very happy tonight?
I would think so, as she looks on. "17 seconds to go. A&M now trying desperately to get on the scoreboard. And the Tigers, of course, with primarily the second unit in down there. And we'll try to pick up some of those youngsters for you as we see their numbers. Incidentally, A&M defensively, Bob has led their tacklers with 13. Roper has 1 tackle in the game. Who would have believed that? Osgood to throw. He wants to go deep, and it's picked off by the Tigers. Down the sideline and knocked out of bounds is Corey Raymond, and he is the redshirt freshman. And what a thrill for that youngster tonight. Out of New Iberia.
Corey Raymond came up with a big interception there, just being in the right place at the right time. Ball was overthrown. We do have a flag down. Osgood backing up to throw, looking downfield, overthrows his man. Interception, shows pretty good running ability here.
Almost took that one all the way as he finally was knocked out of bounds, but we got a flag back up the field, and the Tigers will be backed up at the 20-yard line. But nevertheless, Raymond with a big thrill as a freshman to pick off his first pass interception wearing the purple and gold of the LSU Tigers. 4 seconds left. That's about it. Probably one play. 27-0. Guidry back in at quarterback. Check it. And straight ahead goes number 49 on the carry.